I think it would be safe to say that everyone likes movies, whether it's comedy, action, or any of the many other genres. I'm also sure that many of you are aware that film critics exist. Some of you may even listen to what they have to say. However, I feel that they do little to persuade what movies people should see. My main claim is that the quality of films has decreased significantly due to the fact that film critics are no longer thought to be important. I will show this through a couple of ways. First, here are some definitions and information to help you understand what I'm talking about. First off, critic reviews are where someone is paid to go out and watch a film, and then they critique it. Usually these are published. There is a website known as Metacritic, where they take all published reviews, nothing from blogs, but they take all these reviews and then average them out on a 1 to 100 scale and then see what that movie gets. Box office is the total amount of money a film made while they were in theaters. For here, for the most part, I use international income, not domestic, unless I say otherwise. And then the film budget is the total price to make the movie. This usually does not include the marketing. In regards to budget, most films do seem to recoup their budget, except for like significantly recently the movie March Moms, which only made $39 million worldwide on a $150 million budget. But those are not common. Okay, so my secondary claims are there have been studies done in regards to how critical receptions affects the box office. Sumi Bajroy of the University of Oklahoma writes that while extremely good reviews can get more people to see a smaller name film, negative reviews do not often drive people away from these larger budget films. This causes filmmakers not to worry if their film does not do well with critics, as long as people go see their film. My secondary claim is factual information off sites such as Metacritic and Box Office Mojo show that low ratings do not create a box office flop. My first example is The Devil Inside, which is a recent movie. Its Metacritic is 18 out of 100, which is terrible. And box office, it got $53 million worldwide on a $1 million budget. Transformers Dark of the Moon, Metacritic 42 out of 100. The box office was $1.1 billion on a $195 million box office. And then there's Jack and Jill, which got a 23 out of 100, and the box office was $105 million on a $79 million budget. My third secondary claim is if you look at the Academy Award Best Picture nominees for 2011, only one, The Help, passed the $100 million box office mark. On average, the Best Picture nominees have better ratings than the other, blockbusters of the year. For instance, The Tree of Life has a Metacritic score of 85 out of 100 and only $13.3 million made domestically on a $32 million budget. My fourth supporting claim is that many film critics have been fired in recent years. First was Todd McCarthy. He was fired in 2010 from Variety. Roger Ebert of Two Thumbs Up fame says that he was the ideal critic for the paper. Better, we now realize, than it deserved. There was Jay Hoberman, for the critic for The Village Voice. He was laid off in 2012, just a month ago. He was highly esteemed and respected. This causes concern over critics no longer being viewed as important. In conclusion, I hope I have given sufficient information to show you that film quality is decreasing because critic opinion does not influence the public. I also hope that the next time you see a film, you might take a look at what the critics have to say. Thank you.
What was the time?
4 minutes, 4 seconds.
Thank you.
All right, Alec, I think you've got an interesting idea here, and you state the proposition pretty directly. You're kind of suggesting a cause-effect relationship here. I think that there's an argument to be made by the respondent that suggests that the causality is actually the inverse of what you're talking about. In other words, it's not the lack of critics has made an impact on the quality of films. It's that the quality of films has made the need for critics superfluous. So it might go the opposite direction of what you're talking about. It wouldn't surprise me at all that the respondent uses a approach like that. Your secondary issues, you don't really preview them very much. You do label them as you get to them. But the first one isn't stated as a claim. It's really a piece of information. I thought that you did a little bit better on the following points, excuse me, explaining the way that they connect to the issue that you're talking about. I thought there were very good examples that you used to illustrate your point, and I like the way you contrasted the Metacritic scores with the box office returns. The causality, though, seems to be assumed as opposed to demonstrated, and I think you need to show that there is a way in which people who produce and promote and release motion pictures either have stopped paying attention to critics or have tried to find ways to manipulate the lack of criticism as a way of building interest in their films. And I think you're making a lot of inference from the relationship that you see here being causal, and I'm not sure that you do enough to prove its causality. You did a pretty good job presenting sources for the information that you've got. Like I said, you had some very good examples on those points. I thought it was delivered pretty well. I thought the summary reminds us of the point that you're trying to make, which is really effective. But again, I think it also illustrates that there are some inferential leaps that you're making that probably require a little more proof. All right, thank you.